What's up, everybody? Let's go ahead and do some juicing. Today's date is March 14th, 2021. The time is now 1:01 p.m. Today is our 17th episode of SOHi Juice, and we're listening to D9. You know what? I'm really glad to make this show today. Do this stream for you guys today. If not for you guys, for myself. You know, I almost didn't do this stream today because of just being depressed, because of depression. I know how easy it is to just kind of fall back into that. I don't want to give up. And I know the city of Portland is trying to kill me right now. Their politics, they're trying to silence me by any means necessary. And so I'm going to turn to God, you guys. And I'm turning to those seed-bearing plants that God has provided for us to use, and I'm hoping that it's going to help my my mindset right now, because I'm extremely depressed right now, and I can't be, if I'm going to be, you know, fighting this battle, you know. If I'm going to survive it, if they're ever going to acknowledge me as so I can't give up, you guys. I got to keep going. They want to stick me in a racist rape camp. They call their prisons. That's what prison is. It's a racist rape camp. Prison is a racist rape camp where they divide you based on your race, and it's extremely dangerous. Yesterday, for no reason at all, except for telling a man that was cutting in front of us, I don't want to talk about it. The world is just crazy, and I don't know if we can save it, but we could definitely save ourselves. And so, I juice, and that's all I really have to say, you guys. Let's get this going. You know, honestly, they don't have to acknowledge that I'm blessed. They just need to believe me when I tell them anything, because I'm not lying to them. I'm not known as somebody who lies to them, and I'm not known as a liar. If I was known as a liar, I'd have a lot less attention. The reason I'm attacked so much is because I tell the truth about everything, and including my feelings. And that's one of the things that hurts. That's, like they say, the truth hurts the most, you know? They hate the truth, I guess to say. There's no question about that. The truth is inconvenient. And what? The inconvenient truth, right? There's somebody who made a movie about that, but not the exact same thing. The title's already taken. You need a title, right? That title's already taken, so. Maybe just be surviving Portland, you know. I want to make it clear before I go, you know, everybody's already, you've been watching me for a while. I want to make it clear that I grew up identifying myself as mixed, calling myself mixed, biracial, really, you know. But I was constantly reminded as a kid, and then reinforced by the state, that I am black, I am not mixed. You know, they want to say I'm a person of color now. There's no reason why a white man in the city should put their hands physically on a black person with the intention to stop their speech. That's period. And for the city of Portland to defend those kinds of acts, today they're defending it. In the past, they just didn't prosecute. In the past, they just allowed the assaults and attacks to happen. Probably encouraging this individual to be a victim. They asked that I stay 1,000 feet away from this individual, which is 850 feet more than if it was a domestic violence case. Making it clear that what they were trying to do was prevent my access, my ability to protest our city leaders, because my narrative doesn't fit the rest of the bulk, because I'm an individual here and I'm demanding to be heard. But yet still they apply they do not recognize people's First Amendment rights in the city. They will call you an agitator. You'll be slandered. You'll be called mentally ill. They'll do everything they can to try to gaslight you. Some say anti-violence, but I am not a violent person. I'm more afraid that they're trying to gaslight me into committing suicide. That's what it is. I'm more afraid that they're going to put me in a state, in a mindset where I have given up completely on everything, everyone, and the world, myself, and everything.
City of Portland, they want me to kill myself. You know, you go online, you read, and they're like, Eli's got fascist friends. Fuck Eli. Sorry if I'm yelling into this mic. You know, the minute I think, you know what, it's not worth it. It's just over. People are too fucking gone. You know, caught up in the lies and in our political leaders' lies. I'm trying to bring attention to police brutality, to racial profiling. But because I don't do so through approved channels, I get demonized. I guess, I don't know. Yes. The city of Portland is trying to kill me. I don't know what else to do. Except for ask for help and take responsibility myself too, you know. So I could, if I wanted to eat something high in fat and fucking carbohydrates and all that shit, just feel great about it all. Only to feel later worse and have to keep that going. Change starts with behavior. We've been and so I've got to start making some changes. I don't know, but something. I've got to do something in order to get out of Portland, Oregon. I need to be able to make some changes in my life so that I do not feel like I'm dependent on Portland, Oregon. Because Portland, Oregon is not all it is cracked up to be. The leaders, especially, you know, I don't want to blame people for this, for being misguided, and I don't want to give power to those who, you know, have the same equal power as me. You know, I don't want to give anyone any more power than I have. I don't understand why people in Portland can't understand the idea of the, you know, my rights extend as far as my rights extend as far as your rights, or your rights extend as far as my rights. And I don't understand why they don't get to learn to protest better. I don't understand why they don't learn to protest peacefully. Why they all got to be also violent. Why they all have to be violent. They all have to be so violent. And for them, the DNC and for the both sides to be promoting violence, the Republican side and the Democrat side. The Civil War is absolutely ridiculous. Well, I've been gaslighted. Oh, but I've never wanted to hurt people. If anything, I just want people to learn. I want people to look at the signs of distress that I see, and if they don't, then they don't. But I mean, they should not have the right to attack me while I'm in the process of trying to show them they have no right to be Nazis, N-O-T-S-E-Es, you know, violent, you know. I mean, they have the right to be Nazis, but they don't have the right to be violent. That's what I mean. They have the right to be Nazis, they don't have the right to be violent. So if they don't want to listen to me, that's fine. I've never, ever went over to someone and put my face or anything, shoved anything in their face. I've never ran over to someone and grabbed their sign. I've never walked up to someone and said, "You want to fight over this?" Yet I get to be a super predator. Eventually I'll tell my story. I have to tell my story. I can't kill myself. Even if they somehow put me in prison, I still have to be able to tell my story. That's their hope, though, is to get me in a situation where I am killed. Or so damaged psychologically that I do fall back into some bad behavior patterns, like eating junk food and spending too much time caring what other people think about me. As hard as that is, being a social being, living in the age of social media, I gotta remember certain basics. I gotta remember my food, water, and shelter. If I can remember that, then I can remember I can start remembering. I want to remember everything too. I want to go back to the darkest days of the city of Portland. What it was like growing up in the 80s. Someone who was biracial. Someone grew up mixed but was told that they were black. Didn't have a problem until I met a couple kids in 2015 who I'd known from previous campaigns that I'd worked on. Who told me that in 2016 they were going to call every Trump voter a Nazi. And they were going to, in fact, start a race war in Portland's whitest city, in the country, one of the country's whitest cities. You know, that right there, man. And then subsequent to everything else that I've come into contact with. Let me explain this. Everything that I've come into contact with after that, and then getting into politics, like not getting into the presidential election. So it really started with that conversation, recognizing that I was not going to be participating in mainstream politics anymore, and that I was going to have to do my own type of political campaigning, and trying to get attention for my own for issues my own way, which led to opening this world of that. I'm at the end of the day, I am finding that I am not embracing, but I am accepting, and I am and by being able to do that, I personally am growing, and it feels great to be able to learn to allow Portland to be Portland and for me to be me. And like I said, I just need to get out of here, and I need to find a place that's quiet where I can get my head together and just flow. Write and flow, talk about my experience, write about my experience, not talk about it. I've talked about it enough. I need to write about it. And I don't know when I'm going to have the time or the mindset to do that, or the time to create that environment so that my mind can start to work with me as opposed to fight against me. A lot of distractions. But I do know that when that time comes, I want to be ready, and it's in being healthy of my body. Healthy body and mind, you know, it's like one thing, you know, the body and the mind, the brain and the mind, the brain and the body. So I'm already predisposed to depression and other things like that, then you know, I'm super happy that I've been doing this now. I was out last night weeding in the garden while the city of Portland burned around me. Or potentially the trust in the city burned. There weren't any very large structure fires, to be specific, but the trust is eroding. I know there's a conversation about millennials and how they're going to be more conservative, but I don't think they need to be. Not with the way that the internet's working out. Globalization is going to hit, period. I mean, it's already hit, so you know, made in China or something. What is it? It's just things are changing, man. And so I want to take this opportunity to reflect while I still can, and try to get that story out while I still can before the entire censorship wall, you know, comes around us. Eventually, people are going to want to understand how we got here. And even if the state tries to keep that truth away, that it's valuable what I'm doing. It's valuable telling my story. It's valuable looking for my identity. It's valuable finding my identity. in order to tell other people and hopefully give them some encouragement to deal with the things that they're dealing with. And one of the reasons why I don't kill myself is that I'm constantly reminded by the people who are families who do have people who have died because of state violence, and I'm still here. So it'd be incredibly fucking selfish and stupid for me to fucking kill myself. At this point. Okay. So breathe. Remember to breathe, you guys. If you're having trouble finding a hard time to breathe, remember to blow out. Exhale. And then breathe in again. It'll help you to be able to see the world in a better perspective, so you can keep going through this crazy situation that we live in. You know, allow you to be able to make better decisions if you remember to blow out the bullshit. Trust me, you're gonna breathe eventually. And when you do, just try not to kill yourself. But you may notice that it helps your blood pressure, helps your heart rate, helps the anxiety. It's one of the things that I learned very young, surviving trauma in the city, living in the city of Portland. Trauma, being a biracial black man living in the city of Portland. Trauma, standing up to the police in the city of Portland, standing up to the courts, standing up to the politicians, standing up to the people even, standing up to everyone. But not before standing up to yourself. You know, there's a huge backstory that goes with me well before cop watching. And I'm just reminding myself that because I need that. Because again, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling hopeless. I'm feeling like it's all been for naught. It's all been for nothing. Oh. I can't accept that. I refuse to accept that. That which God gives us is good. Amen. Happy Sunday, everybody. You guys are resting well. I've also stood up to the church too, by the way, just to mention that. Just because I say this, I don't want to hear people say, oh, he's this or that or the other thing. I've always been myself, you guys. I've always been me. Always been I. And, of course, that means a lot, though. But I am whatever they say I am, right? Making spinach cords. Spinach cord. Make some spinach rope. Oh, come on, buddy. You're doing so well. I just used the knife not to stick it in there, but just to grab a hold of the celery end. So I'm not trying to void my warranty or anything. That spin there for a sec. While that happens, I'm going to grab apple. Drop that mango. Alright. Even if I decide to sleep all day, after drinking this, I'm gonna feel good about it. Even if I don't feel like doing anything at all besides this. At least I did this. This is a good thing. Alright, let's get this mango in here. Trying to scrape the foam and pulp into the smoothie there. I'm making a mess here. That's alright, wouldn't be the first time. So we're going to go ahead and do this green juice here. I'm going to drink that straight. looking for something. I think this is this round top here for this Ninja is possibly could maybe, I don't know if it could be used something that there might be a vacuum blend thing attachment to it. I don't know, but there's no lid for it. So I'm just gonna stick a saucer on top of it in the refrigerator and hope that it doesn't fall out and break. Oh man, you know what we forgot to juice? Some ginger. Damn. Gotta do it. Sometimes you just gotta do the hard things in life. I don't know if there's a cure for mental illness, you guys, but we can definitely do whatever we can. No, we can do what we can, and it's not easy. So depression is insane. Depression is a killer. And it's not easy just to fucking will yourself out of depression. If it was, there wouldn't be depression. So I just hope that you guys see that see the way I deal with it, the way I'm dealing with it right now, the way that I dealt with it today. Because I don't know how I will deal with it later this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow. But I do know that our behavioral changes in this life are have lasting effects on our mind and the way that works. And so I would suggest trying to do what you can to eat healthy. And
That's not much at most. I know you're gonna want to have like pizza and fucking cheeseburgers and French fries and all of the rest of that stuff when you are depressed. You're just gonna want to fucking just. And if you don't have that, you know, you're just gonna want to go to sleep. You're not gonna want to face the world, and maybe that's what you need to do. Don't beat yourself up about it. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I won't beat you up about it. I just, I hope that this was encouraging, just to see somebody who's depressed and feeling a lot of pressure right now to just end it all. This is how I'm dealing with it today, right now. And with that, you guys, thanks so much for watching. This is the 17th episode of SOHi Juice. I know it's kind of a downer, but cheers to our health, you guys. And let's go ahead and leave this one with a prayer and just say thank you, Lord, for this amazing these amazing tools that you put in our hands, and thank you for providing us with the things that we need on this planet to survive, Lord. Please, just I ask, as you know, we need people to remember that everything we need is already here for us. And that it's here not just to sustain us, but it's here to provide a defense, a healthy body and a healthy mind against those who have no interest in you, Lord, or in the good things of this world. Thank you so much. Bless everyone with this knowledge. For I trust in you. Fine, amen. To the good things, you guys. Thanks for watching. This is SOHi Tower, signing out.